It's been going around social media. It's called Modern Miracles. Let me read it to you. The real miracle of Jesus wasn't walking on water. It was having 12 close friends in his 30s. How true is that statement?
Oh, gosh.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Beyond the Cove podcast. Welcome, guys. Welcome back, Heath.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm glad you're back. I felt kind of lonely there for a little bit. It was just me.
I feel like I've missed like a handful of these.
It was Italy, and then did Pastor Jonathan, and it was just like we needed somebody else on here. I'm glad I'm not the face of it anymore. I can have you guys, so I don't like to be in the spotlight. Episode 9, welcome. We're excited to get started here. We have Pastor Heath back with us and Pastor Kevin. Welcome to Beyond the Cove.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to jump right in here, and let's do an intro of you. Tell us who you are, how long you've been at Fruit Cove, and I want you to tell us something embarrassing or funny about yourself.
Something embarrassing or funny about myself? Didn't I just say I was keeping my mouth shut on this?
Good luck.
I'm Pastor Kevin. I'm the high school pastor here at Fruit Cove. I've been here a year and a half.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more than that. July will be 2 years, right?
Okay. Yeah. So I came in the summer, so it'll be 2 years in July. I love serving the high school students. It's always been a passion of mine to see students kind of get that aha moment and grow in their relationship with Christ and get to see those steps of development as they go on to adulthood. Something embarrassing about myself. In this current moment, I find it very embarrassing that I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. So
You were just talking about that earlier.
Mike Evans just left the team, and it's just a weird time to be a Bucs fan. So, and somehow I get made fun of for that a lot. And I'm like, it's just a team.
We have a lot of sports fans on the staff, which is great. I love that. I love that we love
Be a
sports.
little obnoxious from time to time, but
right.
you know.
Yeah.
Somebody made a comment about a Florida State jersey.
Let's talk about that.
So he thinks he's going to get away without that getting mentioned in the podcast.
So,
but I was watching on the plane.
I was kind of betting you would just not watch it. And I just kind of
Nope. I needed ammo for this podcast.
I'm going to pull your mic up just a little bit. There we go.
Slowly drooping.
Let's see. Pull it up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. There we go.
All right.
Perfect.
That was my my inside just drooping as Pastor Heath brought up the Seminoles comment. Oh no!
You did it to yourself, sir.
So you preached Sunday, and you did talk about Florida State a little bit. So let's talk about that. Mm-hmm. What led to that?
Yeah, Kevin. What led to that?
So I'm going to be completely honest. All right. In my sermon notes, I actually have any sports team there. I didn't even put the Seminoles there. So it's just saying, just find awesome. A sports team that you can comment on. And as I was kind of prepping for it, I was like, Pastor Heath's, he's not in town.
I can do whatever I want.
I bet you the people listening will respond.
I take notes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And to be fair, I wanted to hit a team that would go 50-50. I wanted some of the people in listening to be like, yeah, get them. And some of the people would be like, I hurt because you said that.
Yeah, I don't know if 50-50 is accurate here. I feel like I'm significantly outnumbered.
It was a louder response than I thought.
It was a good response. It was a good time. Hey, talk to us about what's coming up in high school ministry. You're about to go on a mission trip.
Yeah.
Tell us how we can be praying for you with that. And you've got a great wake-up time and a great time to be at the airport. So talk through that a little bit.
If you want to be praying specifically, you can pray for patience and the joy of the Lord. And just,
what time do you have to be there?
We will be meeting at the airport at 3:30 a.m. Just learned TSA opens at 4. Yeah. So we will be at the gates for TSA when they open, which is wonderful. But we are going to Kerrville, Texas, which is in the Hill Countries. It's the area that was affected by the floods a little while ago. And that area is just kind of completely decimated. And we're partnering with Bounce, which is an organization that's kind of Texas Baptist version of World Changers.
Okay.
Very cool.
So they actually have a camp that they'll be throwing for us while we're there. And we'll be, we don't know our service projects yet, but we'll be helping to the disaster recovery of that area, and just kind of partnering with other churches in the area that are coming to this mission trip opportunity as well. But we'll get to go out with all these other churches, go serve the community, kind of help rebuild a little bit, and then we'll come back every night and have a worship set, sermon, just kind of like a mini little camp in the middle of it. So it's going to be a really good time.
Is that kind of out where Camp Mystic was?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we'll be working with a different camp, I think, or a different area, but it's that area that got
okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk through a little sermon recap.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about the Florida State. That was on my top of the list to talk about.
I love that's the one takeaway.
I mean, you set yourself up for that.
One of the things I love that you said, you talked about joy, and that's really been my word for the year. Talk to us about if somebody didn't hear the sermon yesterday or the day before, what would be a good takeaway? What's a good application that they could take away from this? And what does it mean to be contagiously joyful?
Yeah. Well, I'll just turn to Sermon AI real quick. Let me ask. So to be contagiously joyful, I think it's deeper than just smiling all the time, right? It's deeper than just walking through life with a little bit of, hey, there's something different about that person. I think it's acknowledging the dark, difficult, painful moments of life.
Yeah.
And just knowing that there's a solid foundation of Christ's goodness and God's redemption that underlays and goes through all of it, so that you can be walking through a difficult season and be feeling the weight of it. But there's an underlying current of joy because all that God has done for you, and just understanding that He is good, even as we walk through difficult moments, or even as we feel the effects of the fall, even as we're experiencing these moments, just this underlining understanding that He's good. He's working all things together for redemption. Yeah. So there's this joy, this thing that's deeper than happiness and still deeper than sadness that we get to walk through life with, that people can notice. And like I said, with the guy in the passage, I mean, he doesn't know how to use his legs. All of a sudden his legs are healed. His brain knows how to walk somehow, knows how to jump and leap. And he walks in and he's jumping and praising God, and people notice his worship is different. And what I said in the sermon is his worship is different because he knows what he just got saved from.
Yeah.
His worship is different because he knows where he's coming from. And I think as believers, if we have that deeper understanding of where God has brought me from to where I am now, saved, redeemed, seen as a son and a daughter of God, then that can change our outlook on life, and that can kind of add to that layer of joy.
I love the part, and I did not use Sermon AI for this. I love the part where you talked about how God rewired his brain.
Yeah.
And that was more of a creation. So talked about that a little bit. That was such a good point.
I mean, I'm sure I stole this from someone in my subconscious, and I just can't remember who.
Nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, right. Exactly. How all teaching works. But my science background, just the understanding of knowing that these acts of, these miraculous acts are more than just his legs are working again.
Yeah. It's
more than just, okay, well, not again. He's never used his legs. It's more than just fixing the atrophy of the muscles. His brain had to know how to walk. Mm-hmm. Like his neural pathways had to be changed to be. I mean, you see, even when kids have strong enough legs to walk, they still have to learn how to do it. Mm-hmm. They still toddle. They still stumble and fall. But his brain all of a sudden just knew this is how you walk. This is how you stand and jump and leap and all these things. Yeah. And even later in the passage, which I didn't get to, I think the next verse right before I stop, it says Peter starts preaching as the man's leaning on him. So he's still kind of not trusting so much. He's like, I know what I'm doing, but I'm vertical right now. What is happening? And he's leaning on Peter as Peter starts to preach, because it's just his brain all of a sudden kicked into action and knew what to do.
It's really cool.
It's an act of recreation.
It's really cool. Pastor Heath, you were watching on the plane. What did you take away from Sunday? And I know you were on a trip. Talk to us a little bit about the trip you were on.
Yeah.
And I love how we have online church, how that we can watch online even when we're on a mission, where we're doing something else, we're on vacation, we can always tune in. That's not the idea of church, but it's a good filler to stay connected. So talk to us about your trip that you had, and then kind of go from there.
Sure. No, I agree about online church, right? Yeah. So we put in a lot of resources to be able to do radio broadcast and online ministry, and we don't ever want it to be the cop-out. Right. Like, if you're just watching online because you don't put clothes on a Sunday morning, you'd rather have coffee and stay in your pajamas. That's not the purpose, right? The purpose is for people I did my doctoral work. My dissertation was on technology, media, ministry, and really those two categories: people that are hindered by life and location, right? Situations of life sometimes are going to hinder you.
Yeah.
We got people who are shut in. We got people who are caring for loved ones that they can't leave. There's stuff going on. Just stages of life sometimes hinder you from being able to get out and go. I get that. Location is another one. Like, so for us, we're on the field, we're flying back, trying to get here, but there's no way I could be here. Right. So it gave me an opportunity to be a part of worship. We got a ton of people right now that serve in the military, family members that are in the military. We've had some more activated this past week with everything going on in the Middle East. And so they're hindered by location. They're not going to physically be able to be in worship with us, but they can stay connected and be a part of what's going on. Right. They have something that they can talk about with their family when they have phone calls and that kind of stuff. And so there's a lot of joy in being able to do that. And so for me, I got to be on the other side of the screen for once in a while. Yeah. And I really appreciated just your introduction, kind of going back to this foundational understanding of redemption. And you talked about just this inherent desire for redemption in people at the beginning. And you talked about like even, people, watching movies, media, it's this redemptive quality that people are drawn to. And it's when it's not there, you feel like something's missing. And immediately I go back, like there's always those shows where like you're really sucked in and then all of a sudden black screen to be continued. Yeah. And when I was growing up, you couldn't just like stream it. And so you had to wait till next week to watch whatever was to be continued on the series. Yeah. And the times that really felt, like there was angst or just unsettled, it's because we hadn't gotten to the redemptive moment. Somebody had just been killed or something terrible had just happened. And then you're held in suspense to find out what's going to happen. Does the good guy really win? Right. And I don't know. It just kind of, that's where my mind went. I'm like, I get that. And you don't really think about how, we're created to pursue, to inherently desire redemption. And there's people searching for something that they don't even know what they're searching for their entire life. And what they're searching for sometimes isn't exactly what they need, but that's all the context that they have for. Yeah. Like it's the lame man. The only thing he had context for need was my legs don't work. I need money. Like that's where I am. It was very physical because his challenges were physical, but the redemption that he needed was so much deeper than that. And so I don't know. I think it's helpful for us to remember that though we're in a broken world, even the most lost person, whoever that is, there's something in them that's seeking, that would long for redemption. Yeah. And there's some really neat gospel implications in how we share our faith and how we talk with people. People resonate with brokenness. People resonate with this need for redemption and restoration, even if they don't have any context for the gospel. And so I don't know, just at the beginning, that was a good way to open that up and then begin to unpack what that looks like for us to be agents of redemption as a church. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Publicly acknowledging that your staff does good is a good pastor. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's Luke, you're all right.
That's okay. We don't talk about that.
The camera goes off. He's
that's right. Whoa.
To be continued.
About Africa.
Talk to us about your trip that you went on.
Yeah, it was a surreal experience, right? Yeah. So most of my travel for ministry is mission work or preaching, those type of things. Sure. This was really an opportunity for us to look behind the curtain in a ministry that Casey and I personally have been a part of for years, Compassion International. Yeah. So we were at my last church. I helped lead when I was discipleship pastor there. Helped lead a compassion experience at the church, and it would kind of take over the church parking lot as this big walkthrough exhibit that Compassion will come set up. And all week long, we have people from the community and private school, Christian school, homes, field trip groups would come through it, and kind of culminated into a Sunday where we did a big sponsorship opportunity and got to the end of it. And the guy that was kind of helping lead it all, he made the comment. He said at the very end, if you're thinking about sponsoring somebody, he said, look for a boy, because just that idea of God will raise up young men to really change the trajectory of their homes. They're going to be leaders, especially in a lot of these cultures and countries that they do sponsorship work in. It's very male led, and So he said, if not negating girls, he says, I would just sponsor every kid, but if you only pick one, look for a boy. And so we did, and there was this little boy from Tanzania. He was 4, born the same month Audrey was, but in the same year Adeline was. And so Casey's connecting all the dots, and he became it. And we've thought his name was Boniface. Like for the past 5 years, it's Boniface, I found out. So definitely had to retrain what his name was. But when we found out that there was an opportunity to go see the work of compassion, I shared like, hey, we have a sponsored child in Tanzania. And he said, all right, well, if an opportunity ever arises, I'll let you know. And it's been a few years, and he reached out and said, hey, we're taking a group of pastors to see the work of compassion, and we're going to Tanzania, and we want to help you meet your sponsored child.
That's so cool.
I texted Casey. She's like, I don't care. You say yes, and we'll figure it out. I'm like, okay, what do we do with our girls when we're gone? She's like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And so we went, got to see the work of compassion. I've got so much more I want to unpack about that later, but just incredible ministry that far exceeds just, sponsorship at throwing a few dollars a month at a kid. Just real deep, meaningful work that's happening there. And so we get to see some of the projects. There's over 600 compassion sites in Tanzania alone. Man. They got 29 countries that they're in, but the one that Boniface was in, it's like the southernmost corner of Tanzania, almost to Mozambique. We are up by Kilimanjaro, kind of in the northeast.
Wow.
And so his program director and his uncle, his mom has mental health challenges. His dad's dead. And so uncle kind of helps care for the family. He's in the compassion program. So dad, the program director, and he 15-hour bus ride to come up and meet us. None of them had ever been to the city. We were in Arusha, which is a few minutes outside of Kilimanjaro. And I think they were kind of struck by the city because they, have never been there either. And there was a translator helping us, but he walked through the lobby of the hotel that we were in, and instantly I was like, that's the face of the kid that I get pictures of. Because you always wonder, like, are they sending me just bogus photos? Like, does this kid really exist? Are they going to just send a prop to make me feel good about myself? But no, it was the kid. It was the story. We had a relationship with him for 5 years, and to get to meet him and to hug him. And we took a backpack full of things, and my Casey and my moms, they got really excited and wanted to help put some stuff together. So this backpack weighed like 100 pounds, I swear. And we gave all kinds of stuff. We were opening clothes and coloring books and all this. But when we got the soccer ball out, nothing else mattered. We had to pump it up right then. And at the end, I'm like, you want me to deflate it and put it back in the backpack? He was not letting that thing go. He hugged that. He hugged that soccer ball the rest of the time, and his uncle had to lug the backpack for him. And so it was so neat. It was really special. So we got tons of pictures and stuff.
Did you play soccer with him?
We were in the hotel, and so they didn't want us to really like kick the ball. So we were like bouncing it back and forth. I got some videos of that, but it was neat. Really special, just personally for us, but to also get to see it. And we asked the program director there, like, how many more kids are in the program that don't have sponsors? Because Compassion, by the time you get a note card, like the little photo card for sponsorship, they're already in the program. They take kids on faith that a sponsor is going to come. And so he was already being ministered to. They already helped get, health insurance and a birth certificate and in school and all the things that they do, which is really impressive. But they do it on faith that a sponsor will come. Which that's pretty cool. And so we asked the program director, how many kids left in your program don't have it? And she said, there's 13. Casey looked at me and she said, we're doing it. I'm like, we can't sponsor 13 more kids. She's like, oh, no. I got friends. And so they actually have reserved those 13 kids for us at the site that he's in Tanzania. We're not allowed to say the city publicly where he is, but we've got those. They're going to give us a link. And so if you're in Casey's Connect group, I'm sorry, she's coming after you. She's going to sponsor these 13 kids somehow and just finish the project there. And it'll be a full project, which that'd be really cool to get to be a part of. That would be very cool. So there's more to come on kind of that experience, and we'll share some photos on social media and stuff. But it was a unique trip for us, not a typical mission trip, but an opportunity to see the work of a partner that was really special for us.
That's got to be fulfilling too.
It was.
And really fill your cup up.
Yeah. The cynic in me was really happy to realize that the kid actually existed. And so as soon as I saw that and you can see, like, knowing the poverty that he's living in, how much he has experienced education and healthcare and how he was thriving if that makes sense. Just you can tell when somebody's thriving around, and he was. Now, culturally, like we're sitting at a hotel, we got to have dinner with him. I mean, he lives in a village, so I don't think he knew what to do. So he finished his chicken bone and he chucked it over the balcony in the hotel. So he was throwing his bones outside. And so that was pretty funny to watch. But it was neat to see, like, he's being afforded opportunities he probably would have never had before. So that's pretty special.
I think that kind of really goes hand in hand with the faithful concern component, too.
Your message hit in so many ways for us.
I was going to try to tie it together. You did it.
Yeah, that was great.
That's what I'm here for.
That's it.
But just because it's one thing to know there's all these people out here that need help, it's a whole other thing to see someone's face. Know that this is an individual that I can reach out and help. Yeah. So I'm sure Casey's going to have some success. Look at this face.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Lots of photos to come for sure. It was special.
Let's go to our hot take segment. This has been a popular segment.
I got nothing.
Kevin's got nothing. So we're going to make him have something.
Luke, you need to start this one. You got to lead us off. I'm jet lagged. I got to come up with one.
Yeah, you are probably jet lagged. What's the time difference?
It's 8 hours, and so it's like 10:35 p.m. there right now. So
you need
my
a nap.
hot take is jet lag isn't real. No, I'm just kidding. I got nothing on that. I got nothing on that.
Shots fired.
That's right. He's been shooting since Sunday.
Oh man.
I take notes. Remember that.
Okay.
My resume's online.
Okay.
I just get like 95% of pulpit time, so I get to make it up. I'll get the last one.
This is not really, I guess not like a hot take, but it's been going around social media. It's called Modern Miracles. Let me read it to you. The real miracle of Jesus wasn't walking on water. It was having 12 close friends in his 30s. How true is that statement?
Oh, gosh.
That he was able to have 12 guys that he could hang out with, do life with, and they didn't kill each other. I'm sure they got on each other's nerves.
But I mean, they lived with Peter. They got on each other's nerves. I'm sure of it.
Judas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
all right. That's my hot take. Somebody. So again, a hot take, something that's been on your mind, been on your heart, that you just want to get on soapbox and tell the whole world about. You're gearing up for something. I can see it.
No, I'm not, man. I'm in the NFL world right now, and my whole thing is revolving around free agency right now. So I have no hot takes anyone wants to hear.
Okay.
Wow.
What's your hot take?
Man, I don't know. I'm struggling with this one. I don't have any like Christmas trees or waffles or anything to. That's never gonna die. Karen thought I talked about waffles.
It's not.
Oh goodness, man. You may have to edit this part out, brother. I don't know.
No problem. Or maybe I won't.
Maybe you won't.
Maybe I won't. What's your hot take?
All right, I got two. One, every seat on an airplane should be a lay flat seat.
Oh man.
I tell you what, my back is not going to be. I spent 31 hours either in a plane or sitting in an airport just getting back from where we were.
31 hours.
It was insane. It was insane. Like we had to do the little bus stop with our plane the first flight, and so we took off and then we landed again to pick up more people before we did the big one. So we were on that flight alone for 12 hours, 9 more hours. Across the pond, and then another connection, and then all the time in the airport.
Wow.
My back will not be the same. But one of the planes made us enter into the front. And so we had to walk through all the lay flat seats section before we could get to our...
Oh, they actually had them there.
Oh, yeah. But we had to walk through it to get to our peasant seats in the very back that had a 5-inch recline. Yeah. And so I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm dying right now. Casey's leaned against the window. I'm in the center aisle trying not to lay on the person next to me. It's center seat of the three.
That's the worst
and trying not to lay by. Yes, because my wife likes the window and I'm a sacrificial, loving husband. But yeah, every seat on an airplane should be a lay flat seat. That's my hot take. You shouldn't
have to pay extra money for it. They should all be lay flat.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Apparently it costs money to fly airplanes and they want to pack as many of us in as we can. But yeah, the recline was not sufficient for the amount of time that we were on the plane. My second one, and it just struck me because this week is like the end of the year banquet for our cheerleading ministry, and you two are my other cheer dads. Mm-hmm. So we're the only pastors that have kids in the cheerleading ministry. Right. I think my hot take for next year is that these two have to have a purple glitter jacket just like me. And so if we're going to be all in, boys, we got to be all in together. I've got photos of you both wearing my jacket.
We both wore it.
Yeah,
you both wore it.
We've sacrificed enough.
No, you didn't sacrifice. You just did it because your pastor said put this on. We
used my daughter.
We got to get Kevin and Luke in a purple sequins jacket for cheerleading next year. It'll be great. We can change your life.
I'll say this.
Change my life. That's the problem.
I'll say this. I might have worn a purple glitter jacket for show choir at one point.
Okay. I hear there's a YouTube channel somewhere that has videos.
Don't go look it up.
Oh, goodness. Somebody's going to hunt those down now that I've said
videos that me and my friend did. Me and my best friend, like 16 years ago. They're just so middle school, high schoolish. Like, I'm so glad that YouTube was around then. Then go back and watch it.
You really should not let people know that.
I know.
He's going to edit all this out.
The whole worship team's already found all of it in there. I looked at one point, we had 152 text messages in the worship group.
Oh my God.
Because of all the videos.
Oh.
Yeah, that's great. We'll go into our next segment here. Kevin, I just wanted to see how we can pray for high schoolers right now. I know you're talking about the mission trip that you're about to go on, but what are you seeing, like some of the trends for high schoolers? What are they excited about? And what are some scary trends that you kind of see that are going on?
I'd say there's a deep sense of excitement over just kind of joining the mission of God.
Yeah.
In any aspect, in any component, just being able to see where God's moving and stepping in. I think that's a huge thing for high schoolers that are kind of getting it right now, for people that it's clicking with. It's just this idea of, man, I don't care where it's at. I don't care what he's doing. I just want to see where God's moving and stepping in. I think it's a huge area of excitement. Also just excitement of being with other people their age, wherever the movement's at, to experience that.
Yeah.
You know, I'd say concerning things, there's a lot of things that sadly never really leave. They just take on different forms. But the whole identity issue, self-worth.
Yeah.
We're in an age right now where it's a lot healthier, where we feel okay to talk about mental struggles and we feel okay to talk about things that we're dealing with, from an emotional standpoint. But it's also morphed to a point where people will talk about the surface level things, but then there's all these other things going on underneath, and you don't really realize someone's dealing with the deepest of depression, or you don't really realize someone's dealing with different ideations and different thoughts that you don't see there, because we'll talk about our emotions and our mental health and all these things, but the deepest, darkest parts we'll kind of have here. Yeah. And that's, we've done a lot better about talking about these things, but it's still there. And it's still hidden in a way to where you don't know until it's, this person really, really needs help and counseling and all these things. And that's, again, it's nothing new under the sun in a different light. But it's this whole identity process, this whole, where do I fit in? Where do I belong? Do I belong? That's always something that's going to be a struggle with high school students. Yeah.
I know you're going on this mission trip, but anything else specific that we can be praying for you?
Yeah, just momentum. I would say just a sense of excitement. We have a ton of students going to camp. The summer's going to be great. I'm trying to plan different things that we're doing, and just kind of shake things up a little bit, do different things. But just be praying that the high school students' passion for God just continues to grow, and momentum in that sense, where we can just kind of see redemption in these different little circles of individuals that we can just see come together in the ministry, and do something great for the glory of God.
And when is camp? When does that come up?
July 13th through the 17th.
All right.
Tampa, Florida.
Got it all booked up and ready to go? You have any more spots open?
We got 25 out of 152
awesome
spots left.
Right. Okay.
So, we're excited.
That's great.
Yeah, we get a good big push in the last couple months. So if you got students, get them signed up quick.
There you go.
Middle school and high school.
Middle school and high school.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was a big Sunday for high school ministry. You baptized a high schooler. You commissioned a high school mission team alongside our middle school mission team, and the high school pastor preached. Like, this is high school ministry takeover Sunday. That was great.
I told the 11 o'clock, I was like, this is all you're going to get at the high school pastor all year. This is enough.
Where are we headed next week, Pastor Heath? I know we're still in the exiles, but I didn't ask you to prepare anything, but where could we be looking towards this week?
Yeah, so we're actually adjusting a little bit. So we're going back into Exiles. This is family worship. So it's the Saturday that leads into spring break. Mission trips are all happening and going on. And so we don't do connect groups this Sunday. So that means the kids are going to be in the room. Yeah. And so I'll do the kids moment like I typically do. But if we go with the typical flow, we're on the spouse, the marriage section. And I really didn't want to do that in the room with all of the kids. Sure. And so I'm flipping it. And so we're going to skip ahead to the next passage where it's really talking about not repaying evil with evil. And so I'm going to spend some time, in the kids moment talking about that. We'll dive into the text. And then I'm going to do the one on marriage the following week. So the Sunday at the end of spring break, when we all come back together, there's going to be one on marriage. I really hope that people are in the room. We're going to have a really good time with that. That's cool. There's going to be a totally different morning. Sermon time is going to be different. And so gonna have fun with the marriage one in 2 weeks. This one though, with our kids and families in the room, just really talking about that idea of living with integrity, not repaying evil with evil, but overcoming evil with good. I think that'll land really good with our kids. It'll be good conversation starter with our families. But it's also stuff that we need to hear too. Sure. Like as we've talked about in weeks past, it's really easy to act like the world, especially when it rears its ugly head and comes after us. Yeah. And so we've got to respond differently for the sake of the kingdom, and that's really what Peter's doing. Like as an exile, you cannot live like the broken world around you. You've got to rise above that, and so that's the call. So kind of jumping ahead, kind of switching it up, but I hope that everybody's here for both. I know there's a lot of travel this weekend, but the next one, the marriage one, you want to be in the room. It's going to be a good time together.
It's awesome. We also have Easter coming up.
Oh yeah,
it's Super right around the corner.
Weekend for the church for sure.
Got Good Friday. Talk to us about Good Friday, Easter service times, how they can find all the information for that.
Yeah, so it's all on the website. You should be able to see all of that there. But Easter. That is the day for us on the calendar that we see the most people on campus. Last year, over 3,200 people in worship that Sunday morning, which is fantastic. We will have overflow in the gym like we have in the past. It's going to look and feel a little different this year. We're going to lean into some technology to help facilitate some things, but it's going to be a great experience on Sunday morning. We have worship at 8 in the worship center, and then 9:30 and 11 in the worship center and in the gym. And so the gym will be set up for overflow baptisms between the 8 and 9:30 and between the 9:30 and 11. And so that's a big thing. We got baptism scheduled for the next few weeks, but we're encouraging people, if you want to be a part of that, it's just a special thing to do on Easter Sunday, those outdoor baptisms where we're all gathered around. I know that the sign-up list is already kind of building up for that. We baptized 24 last year during Easter alone. And so if you're
wearing a dress shirt and dunked my dress
shirt. That's right. We our sleeves are all soaked by the time we're done because it's a different way of doing it. But man, if you have not taken that next step, right? If you have not, you've placed your faith in Jesus, but you've not been obedient in believer's baptism, you've not made that public declaration. I mean, there's not a better day to do it than on Resurrection Sunday. And so I think there's a sign up thing on this week at Fruit Cove. So go to the website this week at Fruit Cove. You can sign up to be a part of baptisms on Easter. One of our pastors or ministry leaders will have a conversation with you, and we'll get that scheduled out. So really excited about Easter Sunday. Awesome. We're going to end the service different, and I won't say anything else. We got a worship pastor here for the first time since I've been here, and so he's been scheming about Easter. So Easter services are going to end a little different. I hope it's going to be a blessing. I know it will be. But then Good Friday before that, that's just a special time. Yeah. When I got here and asked, it wasn't a part of our regular rhythm at Fruit Cove. And so starting that, just the evening, Friday night on Good Friday, a time to come and reflect. Yep. It couldn't be more opposite than an Easter Sunday morning service. That's right. But it's very reflective, just taking time to consider the cross, the weight of the sacrifice. We'll take the Lord's Supper together. It's very reverent. We just do one service. Last year, we filled the gym and the fellowship hall and had overflow just standing in the hallways in the rock. Yeah. We never thought that Good Friday would get that big, and it has become a big deal. And so instead of doing multiple services, because we want it to be an intimate time where we're all together, we're actually moving it to the worship center this year. And so Good Friday will be in the worship center. on Friday night, and then Easter Sundays, obviously worship center in the gym, but a lot of stuff's going into it. And so I know worship team, tech team, you guys are pretty much running full steam between now and Easter. So if you see a tech guy or a camera person or somebody in the worship team over the next few weeks, hand them a cup of coffee, tell them you love them, encourage them, do something, because they're preparing big time. And
don't slow them down in the process.
What's that?
Don't slow them down in the process.
Don't slow them down.
Keep walking.
Love them and let them go.
You do what you're doing. Bye.
Yeah, but the other piece is it's an opportunity for a lot of people who maybe don't have the time because they're teaching a class or they volunteer in preschool or they're serving in kids. We want to invite as many people to be a part of just being the hospitality team for the church. And so on Easter Sunday, I know Pastor Jake and the team, there's always a need for guys who want to go help in the parking lot, students who want to go help with parking and just directing, helping meet guests, more door holders, more sidewalk greeters. We would have a ton of people there. And so if you're interested in serving, reach out to Pastor Jake. He's kind of putting that list together and trying to get some spots filled out. And I think that's more information is going to be about that as we get a little bit closer. We talk about too early people sign up and forget. And so we're trying to find that, a couple weeks out. But if you're able to come, attend one, serve one, there you go. Of the three, pick those. If you can attend one and serve one, that would be great. And we can put our best foot forward. We have a lot of guests. Christmas Eve, our church all show up. Right. And we go through about 2,500 people in a month because not everybody comes to church all the time. Yeah. Not looking at anybody right now, but we should all come to church. But over the course of a month, we get about 2,500 people that walk through the doors. And so on Christmas Eve, we see them all. And that's kind of what the attendance is. On Easter, it's that plus. Yeah. And we want that to continue. And so if you know somebody that maybe they don't go to church or they haven't been to a church in a long time, Easter's a really good opportunity to invite people back in. People will be inclined to show up for an Easter service before just about anything else. Invite them, sit with them, let them know you want them to be a part of it. And so 8:30, back that up, 8 o'clock, 9:30, and 11. So same times as normal, plus an 8 o'clock service. It's going to be a great morning. I hope everybody makes it.
It's going to be great. Can't wait. I've got a surprise to show you about Good Friday, so we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
It's going to be good. Really, really fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you're doing, praying for you for your mission trip.
Thank you very much.
And we're glad you're here. Glad you're back. Glad you're back to be on the podcast. So I don't have to be the face anymore. You're the face of this, man. Come on.
No, sir. No, sir. I am looking forward to taking a nap here in a minute. So I'm sure just go crawl in the corner.
I'm sure you are. You need to go home and go to sleep.
Oh, goodness. But it is good to be back. I love doing this. This has become a fun part of my weekly rhythm.
It's a fun rhythm.
I enjoy this a lot.
It's a very fun rhythm. If you're enjoying this, make sure you like and subscribe.
There it is.
Tell them, Kevin.
Do it.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share with everyone so we can get the word out. We'll see you next time.